Hello everyone, SaberXT here, having way too much fun as always. I've not done a video in a while, so here's something quick about something I haven't really seen people talk about. And if you're wondering why I started with a Raging Golden Eagle parody, well, I normally don't do point-by-point takedowns of internet articles. Valve has decided to introduce an anti-review bombing system to Steam. For those who don't know, review bombing is when people leave usually negative reviews en masse as a means of expressing anger or as part of a protest against a given game or company. This new anti-review bombing system detects when a review bomb takes place and allows you to include or exclude reviews from that period. Seems reasonable. I think it's worth mentioning the timing of this system. I'll let the Rock Paper Shotgun article explain. The latest big review bomb was dropped on Firewatch earlier this month. Developer Campo Santo controversially filed a DMCA, that's a copyright, takedown against a video of their game by PewDiePie, after the mega popular wavy tube man casually said a racial epithet as an insult during a live stream for another game. In response, sympathetic Steamers posted hundreds of negative Firewatch reviews, at a frequency far higher than the game had received since its initial launch burst. A second wave of positive reviews followed as others tried to counteract the bomb. Either way, the mixed recent review rating displayed at the top of Firewatch's Steam page is mostly based on that tussle. What that summary fails to mention is that the Campo Santo website specifically gave permission for people to live stream their game. Whether this whole drama was virtue signalling, an attempt to boost sales, or just utter stupidity, we can only speculate, but Campo Santo doesn't look good. Honestly, I don't think the timing of this anti-review bombing system shows a bias on Valve's part, because there's really no good time to release a system like this. Think about any major review bomb scandal in the last 5 years and what message it would have sent if they released the system then. So why am I making this video? Well, the reactions of the so-called game journalists is as predictable as it is hypocritical. I've seen review bombs dropped over everything from wanting more frequent updates, which certainly can be a fair criticism to be clear, to disliking a developer personally. They're protests, not reviews, channeled through a system protesters know can cause harm. Oh, you mean like giving a game a bad review because you don't approve of how the character is dressed? Or because it doesn't conform to your political opinions? And what about non-reviews? Are we supposed to pretend that taking down a Kickstarter, false rape allegations or getting PewDiePie fired doesn't harm them? Back to the article. Valve said,
"In short, review bombs make it harder for the review scores to achieve their goal of accurately representing the likelihood that you'll be happy with your purchase if you bought a game. We thought it would be good to fix that if we could do it in a way that didn't stop players from being able to voice their opinions. On the one hand, the players doing the bombing are fulfilling the goal of user reviews. They're voicing their opinion as to why other people shouldn't buy the game. But one thing we've noticed is that the issue players are concerned about can often be outside of the game itself. It might be that they're unhappy with something the developer has said online, or about the choices the developer has made in the Steam version of the game related to other platforms, or simply that they don't like the developer's political convictions. Many of these out-of-game issues aren't very relevant when it comes to the value of the game itself, but some of them are real reasons why a player might be unhappy with their purchase."
That seems reasonable to me. Valve could just shut down the reviews or remove reviews when a review bomb is detected, but that could lead to further problems. Again, think of games like SimCity 5 with its DRM, or Arkham Knight being completely broken on PC. If you're just going to censor reviews when they get too negative, then what's the point of having reviews at all? But another article, this time from The Verge, is a bit more straightforward with what they want. Statistics site Steam Spy estimates there are around 17,000 games on Steam right now, and that review bombing likely only affects a tiny fraction with automated detection. That's eminently manageable compared to even a small social network. Valve could check to see if a distortion was related to the content of a game or a classic review bombing. the result of, say, a dumb Twitter feud. A moderator could proactively sift out content-free or unrelated posts until the distortion evened out, the way they already evaluate flag, spam or abuse. If Valve thinks that's too hard, it shouldn't ask customers to do the same thing. So yeah, game journalists want moderators to decide what reviews are allowed and which aren't. I can't see how that could easily be abused by moderators to make reviews go the way they want. Oh, that's sarcasm, in case that wasn't clear. It would also look bad for Valve, as choosing which review bombs are valid and which aren't would mean that Valve would have to pick a side in whatever scandal was going on that month. In the Campo Santo drama, either Valve would have to side with Campo Santo and block the reviews, or would have to side with PewDiePie and allow them. So whose ire do you want, game journalists or PewDiePie fans? Jumping to a third article, Patrick Klepek at Kotaku basically repeats the same points.
Even with these changes in place, review bombers will still be able to exert undue influence on games scores, which will remain the metric that dilutes conversation around games down to overly simplistic factors like is it long and does it do the graphics. Not only that, review scores affect the way that games are regarded by Steam's store's increasingly important algorithms, meaning that review bombs can damage their chances at success in that way too. And as ever, small developers will remain more susceptible to the ravages of review bombs, something that will have at least subliminal, if not overt, influence over their creative choices and actions, given their livelihood might be at stake.
Again, I have to ask, why is that any different from when it's, say, Hatred, or Honeypop, or Dragon's Crown, or Dead or Alive Extreme 3, or Senran Kagura, or any other of these games that journalists have gone after? The top comment on the PC Gamer article sums up my opinion better than I could. How about devs stop screwing us over, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye!